Hello guys. It's a bit late as I've done in one of these videos, but here we are. So this is Hurricane Ernesto, which is currently heading towards Bermuda right now. And the outflow is kind of asymmetrical because of the front that is pulling it to the north towards Bermuda again. But there is a chance that it moves just east of it, but the eye just catches it. If there even is an eye, as you see, this eye is very sloppy. Some of the parts of the eye will keep jolting in, and jolting in from this direction because of the wind shear. And strong gusts of wind shear just jolts it into the eye. Plus the eye wall is trying to form, but keeps getting blown off this way. As you can kind of see, this eye wall is kind of organized, but this eye wall is getting stretched into the rain bands. But anyways, a sloppy system. Now that we've talked about Ernesto, let's go to the future. So, and we got Ernesto right about now. Got trough to the east, again with that front that's pulling it north, but this is gonna move away very quickly, which is gonna make it slow down a bit. But this is also going to move very quickly and move it so close to eastern Canada. I also have this tropical wave, which is pretty far south because the African jet is up here, but this tropical wave starts down here, so that has a small chance of developing, but I doubt it. Let's look at the DFS. DFS has been doing good the past 4 years. And as you see, this next tropical wave still moves off up here. There's too much dry air, so it can't develop. And again, Ernesto moves north. And as you see, there's actually a drop in pressure. That's why the National Weather Service weakens it as it passes Bermuda, but then re-strengthens it because some of these troughs might bring some extra low pressure inside the storm and make it deepen faster. And as you see, it does lower down to about 976. So I'm watching that, and it may make a landfall somewhere near eastern Canada and Finland, Nova Scotia needs to watch this. They might issue tropical storm watches or maybe even tropical storm warnings for Finland and hurricane watches for Finland soon. As you see, it still stays pretty strong, and the National Weather Service has this survive maybe into like some places like Europe, in some parts of Northern Europe, uh, as you can see. But in the GFS run, this gets picked up by the same trough, but still, it could be still pretty strong, and it could bring some significant wave heights, as it brings a lot of wind and rain in. Then, down back in the tropics, this front still lingers across the Atlantic, plus the high pressure building in, and there's supposed to be a quiet point in these areas. But I do expect a buildup of moisture around the Gulf of Mexico. Be watching that. As as you can see on the GFS model, as you see this front pulls it on, and it does start to form some kind of kink in the wind, but it'll be forming either close on the coast of Florida or on Florida. If it was on Florida, then probably no chance of development. But the GFS brings it in, stalling over Florida, which will bring some extra rain in, though, because the high pressure steers steers all this moisture this way. Also, this flooding rains coming through. But yeah, quiet point. Maybe a tropical depression as comes in, but mostly just some more rain. You see this moisture just stalls over here, and none of the fronts can pick it up because the strong high pressure pushes all the moisture north, and these fronts can't go down there. So this moisture just gonna linger around for a while. You're watching for flash flooding. But then this high starts to shift south, and also these tropical waves that are pretty weak that come over here. The GFS sees some development, as you can see, this next tropical wave, at least a kink, as you can see, of wind, but not a close circulation. But they do see something, maybe subtropical mid-level low to start to develop, but then quickly diminish. Yeah, might be subtropical though. And again, that tropical moisture is still lingering around Florida, some parts of Cuba. Still be watching for development. But as you can see, very quiet for the next about about a week, maybe a week out, maybe a little less than a week out, and nothing out here, at least nothing significant. You see, eventually the high pressure will lose its characteristics and move into this bigger high pressure system and become this dominant high pressure. And then finally, so those fronts can push all this moisture offshore, but still watching for that flash flooding coming in. Well, as it goes into the cooler waters, I don't think it's going to develop. But this, if it dips farther enough south, I think it might have a chance of springing up, but it's pretty far out, more than 300 hours. This is literally a week, more than 2 weeks from now. Yeah, this tropical moisture could be up here, and tropical storm up here, in here. The models aren't sure where this is going to like come through. Again, that might become something watching that Azores, but still very quiet. Like we had a few weeks ago, about a month ago, we had a quiet point after Beryl, and then we got Debbie and some Invest, and then we got Ernesto. But this is very far out. I'm not gonna say anything here, but the GFS is totally gonna be wrong on something trying to spring up off of this front. I am not going to speak of any but tropical waves. This tropical wave I'll watch, but it's looking like nothing. And it's September 1st. I'm literally 2.5 weeks out. Yeah, only. I'd rather not. Anything on the GFS here could be wrong, but also has a slim chance it could be right. But we'll see. We'll just have to wait until we get to September. I feel like late August might have some invests, maybe some map, maybe some things on the map. But anyways, we need to move on. And as you can see, we have. Let me do. I'll just let it run for a minute, and you see there is Ernesto. It's very likely to move over Bermuda, and is imminent to have impacts, at least hurricane impacts. So this is today, and we go about just into tomorrow, at least early tomorrow morning. This Ernesto moves in and as a strong Category 1 hurricane, or possibly a category, a low end Category 2, and then that turn straight north, a hard turn north. Then there starts to get more of a spread here. It's a decent spread, but most of the models are in agreement. Now let's take it out farther. And these models are still in not good agreement, but they're still in agreement. And it's going to turn, not go into the Nova Scotia as I originally thought, as the high pressure seemed to be building in faster, but instead of. And also, I do see, as you see there, you see it turns from yellow to orange back again, which is about 70 miles per hour in knots, or in 70 knots, which about a Category 1 hurricane. It's because of that low pressure adds more low pressure to the low pressure system, which is Ernesto. And as I told you, some of the models do take it into Finland. So, and also, some models also take it close to Nova Scotia. And they might, if they see a shift east, which is, a shift west, but it's mostly been trending a shift to the east. I don't think we're going to see shift to the east anymore. I think we're just going to stay with this trend. A trend somewhat like this, with tropical storm impacts impacting Finland and Nova Scotia, and possibly some flooding because of that onshore flow enhanced by this system that brings in the moisture. So we are running out of time. So let's speed things up just a little bit. You see it starts weakening. And then I want to talk about this tropical wave. But since we ran out of time, we can talk about that in the next video. This tropical wave might develop, but might not. And it's going to move in, but turn to the north, as you'll see later in the models. And then not expected to develop in this area, but the next tropical wave might be something for the Lesser Antilles to watch. as it might be the next disturbance that comes on, but we're still not sure of that yet. It's still pretty far out, more than 7 days, which is not ideal. And as you see, the models turn it north, but most of the models don't really take it anywhere. But there's more models trending that the tropical wave will start developing and heading toward the Lesser Antilles, or at least a tropical wave will start to come in. And at the last frame, some of the models just keep it over here and start shifting it slowly into the to the east. I shifts it slowly northeast. And, but this is the last frame. But as I told you, there is a possible. There is some of the models do try to spring up some kind of circulation at least. See, like about 3 models say something starts over here, but that's still pretty far out, about 240 hours out. And if you enjoyed today's video, I really hope you did. These videos take a very long time, edit, make, and plus, check out the other side of the channel, Yellow Bunny 2, episode 2, is coming out September 1st, and they're going to be coming out monthly, so you can watch all of your favorite horror movies with us. Try to reach a new trailer. I will include it in right here on this side, and if you want to go watch whatever this video is, then go watch it. I don't really care. I just like that you like my videos. Bye. See you later, guys.